Hey, what is going on, guys? My name's Long Sensation, and today what I got for you guys is some more Call of Duty Black Ops 3 news and information. Now in today's video we're going to be covering possibly one of the biggest theory videos to my channel to this date, and that is who is Dr. Saleem, who is the Unmarked Man, and what is the campaign storyline for Black Ops 3. Well guys, without further ado, let's just get straight into it, no messing around, and let's quickly talk about the leak that I leaked 2 weeks ago regarding Evo soldiers. So, if you remember, I talked about Evo soldiers being within campaign, and basically, if you're not sure what Evo soldiers are, essentially they are normal soldiers, however they have bionic implants such as bionic limbs, and possibly a full bionic suit. This can be seen within the what appears to be a bionic arms or a bionic suit. Within the marketing material for Black Ops 3, you can clearly see a soldier, and you can clearly see what appears to be some robotic arms. Now, moving on, let's talk about SgrFrankWoods. SgrFrankWoods has made a video on Evolution in which he talks about what is the next step for the Black Ops series from Black Ops 2. Where will they go with the technology? Of course, Black Ops 2 technology was pretty advanced. You had things such as magnetic gloves that would enable you to climb up walls. You had scroll suits that would allow you to fly, and you also had drones and things like that, which of course made Black Ops 2 very futuristic. It was set in 2025, but he specifically said, what is the next step for Call of Duty Black Ops? What is the next step? What is Black Ops 3 gonna behold? And well, I think I've kind of figured out everything to do with Black Ops 3 campaign. So, SgrFrankWoods had an interview with Biblical Reaper around 5 or 6 days ago. I'll put the link in the description to the specific part, and SgrFrankWoods actually stated that he only believes in one leak. He believes that only one leak is actually legitimate. And guess what, guys? SgrFrankWoods has shown interest in only one leak on Twitter, tweeting out different articles, and that is regarding my video regarding Evo soldiers within Black Ops 3 campaign. I'll also put the tweets on screen and stuff like that. This video is going to be very evidence-based, and which basically gives me this theory in regards to Black Ops 3. Now, moving on, let's talk about SgrFrankWoods' Dr. Saleem dissection video, which he posted around 18 hours ago. As you can imagine, SgrFrankWoods has some pretty good knowledge of Black Ops 3 because, of course, he's going to be within the game. He probably knows the whole storyline and everything we want to know regarding Black Ops 3. So, basically, within this dissection video, he links the coordinates which was found within the Back in Black trailer to Zurich. Of course, we all knew this. We all did our own videos on this. However, we believed that the coordinates linked to a prison in Zurich, but that is not the case. Where it links is actually to an organization that helps deal with combat soldiers that have post-traumatic stress disorder. And if you're not sure what this is, PTSD, which stands for post-traumatic stress disorder, is basically when soldiers come out of combat and they have this, what is called post-traumatic stress disorder, because they are psychologically affected by what they have witnessed. For example, they could have witnessed some of their friends get blown up in bits. They could have been tortured. They could have witnessed, children die and stuff like that, which of course has a massive psychological effect on someone's well-being, so to say. Now, let's move on to Dr. Saleem and talk about some of his most recent Snapchats that could indicate the storyline for Black Ops 3. First of all, within one of his Snapchats yesterday, he stated that most died of coronary heart failure. If you're not sure what this is, basically it's heart failure. It's the result, or the most common result of heart failure of this particular type is the result of basically open heart surgery. Now, I'm not sure how this would equate into the Call of Duty Black Ops 3 campaign. I can't really think of any major characters within the campaign that might need this. Maybe SgrFrankWoods or Alex Mason, if you consider that they both survived following the actual different endings of the campaign, because I believe there was 6 different endings. Let's just say the best scenario is that they both survived, both SgrFrankWoods and Alex Mason survived, and maybe they need open heart surgery to keep them alive for whatever reason. However, I kind of think that for whatever reason, that this is something to do with the Evo soldiers, and more specifically the bionic suits. I'm not sure how this could tie in. I'm not really sure how bionics work with the heart, for example, but I think that this was done he stated within the Snapchats that a lot of patients did die as a result of heart failure, and I think this was the result of the test phase, so to speak, of the project, which we're going to just now call Project Evo for the Evo soldiers. Now, the Unmarked Man Twitter account a couple of days ago, his first ever tweet stated the incident changed everything, and I believe that this incident is obviously an incident that was taking place when they was doing this operation. And now moving on to another Snapchat, this is all going to make sense in a minute, guys. Dr. Saleem stated, "It is clear that the majority of patients exhibit signs of mild to severe psychosis immediately following each procedure." What could procedure equate to? I think that it could possibly mean the operations of the bionics for the bionic soldiers. And psychosis, if you're not aware, is the post-operative psychosis, which is frequent most commonly after open heart surgery. No one's really sure why this is, but I think that all this is linked within these bionic soldiers, and this is going to make complete sense in just a second. If you're not sure what psychosis is, basically it's most commonly created, so to speak, after a major operation, usually within open heart surgery, and psychosis includes hallucinations such as where a person hears, sees, and in some cases feels, smells or tastes things that aren't actually there, and the most common hallucination is hearing voices. Well, I believe that the Unmarked Man is actually not a person, and in fact just a voice within someone's head. The reason for this is because the Twitter header of the Unmarked Man is actually two skulls, a skull within inside a skull, of course equating to a brain inside a brain, which basically just makes complete sense that this is a voice within someone's head, and potentially Dr. Saleem could be a good guy and trying to cure this patient by, basically trying to get the voice out of his head, saying things such as relax your mind, go to a better place and stuff like that. I think all this completely makes sense, and I think this is all being done within the research facility that is actually in Zurich, which deals within post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, just because post-traumatic stress disorder linked to things such as soldiers coming out of combat, it doesn't necessarily mean that this organization could have transferred their skills over to, for example, the Evo project, in which patients will still experience post-traumatic stress disorder / psychosis following a major operation. I mean, how would you feel if you went to sleep, maybe unintentionally, maybe you wasn't volunteering for this, if you fell to sleep and you woke up with a bionic body? That would, of course, have a massive effect on your brain, and I think that is what is going on within all of the Snapchats and messages, and personally I think it just makes sense. I'm really intrigued to know your opinions on this, guys, and the most important question is, who is the Unmarked Man's voice within whose brain, if that makes any sense? A lot of people are saying Mason. This could possibly be Mason. I mean, within 2030s, which is what apparently Black Ops 3 will be set in, Alex Mason will be over 100 years old. Quite a few people have lived past until that point, but maybe, for example, Alex Mason wanted this operation to be an Evo soldier to stay alive, so his techniques, his experience within military could transfer over into whatever war they are fighting, because of course he's very well trained in the brain. However, his body isn't that physically inclined to be within battle, because of course he'll be over 100 years old, and with him being very psychologically affected with the numbers and stuff like that, maybe possibly this massive operation has completely destroyed his brain psychologically. I'm really intrigued to know your opinions on this. I'm incredibly sorry this video is over 10 minutes long. I just took a look, and I think all this makes sense. I think that Sergeant Frank Woods / James C. Burns has been giving us some massive hints recently onto all of this just adding up and making complete sense. And in fact, Sergeant Frank Woods, around 2 hours ago now, actually made another competition on Twitter. If you're not aware, he does a lot of different competitions, and he basically just stated within this competition, what could $6 million buy? And if you're not sure what this actually equates to, the title of that message was 1947, which equates to the $6 million man, which, if you're not aware, was an astronaut that had a massive accident, and for $6 million, he got bionic implants. Now, why would Sergeant Frank Woods actually make an article / competition based on this fact? He also stated in a few different tweets, how much does $6 million in 1947 equate to in today's money? So that is definitely interesting and definitely something to bear in mind. I think that Sergeant Frank Woods has basically spelled out the campaign storyline, and although we don't have all of the answers yet, I'm sure we'll get all of the answers this Sunday at the reveal on the 26th of April 2015. But that is pretty much it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like. Also, leave your comments in the comment section below, and also don't forget to follow me on Twitter, because I tweet a lot of things out regarding this, and I'm always open to your theories on Twitter as well. But anyway, guys, I've been Long Sensation. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.